prime time. Who comes up with this? Oh,
Time for the good old F3.
here we go.
Have I never watched you during that intro? Because that was amazing.
No, I've never done that.
Okay, you should. We should leave you on the screen. Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Thanks for finding the Geek Spot. Good to see you all again. I'm Jack. He's Frank. I'm going to point. Oh, look at that. I got it right. He's Frank.
Yeah, I did too, by accident. All right. Yeah, so, wow.
So lots going on in the Philadelphia area the last few days.
Boy, you could say that again.
Dom, good to see you. Everybody else, thanks for joining already.
Um,
We got all sorts of good stuff this week. There's Frank watched some things.
yeah, I did.
I watched a lot more things.
Yes, you.
We'll talk about all that. There's some award shows this weekend. There was Grammys and Saturns and something else. Oh my.
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, and there's a Pro Bowl, I heard. There was all sorts of good stuff this weekend, some of which we'll talk about, some of which we probably won't.
Wait,
but we'll see where we end up. But before we get to any of that, Frank, what have you been up to, man?
What's the Pro Bowl? Did that pass already? I thought that was...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the week between the end of the season and the Super Bowl for like the last decade.
I was sick for like a week and a half, it felt like. And January lasted 93 and a half days. It was really long January. What did I watch? I watched one episode, 5 episodes, and then the Royal Rumble. So I'm in a thing.
Oh, all right.
I'm in a thing. Yeet. That's right. Thank you, T. Yeet.
We're all really excited for John Cena.
Oh, no. John Cena did not win.
Oh.
John Cena. Oh, man. What about you? Before I talk about that, what about you?
Quiet weekend. I think I played a gig. I did. I was in Doylestown Friday, full band thing. It was fun. Other than that, just doing stuff, getting ready for the kids' spring musicals and all that fun stuff. We got Young Frankenstein coming up in like 2 weeks. We got Beauty and the Beast coming up in like a month.
Saw that.
So all sorts of stuff. Getting ready for the big game Sunday.
Yeah, we are.
And that's about it. It's been fairly quiet. Just like I said, watched a bunch of stuff and all the new stuff, all the old stuff, keeping up on all that. They're trying to, and we'll see how it goes. So you watched the Royal Rumble though.
I did watch the Royal Rumble. Those that don't know, every year the WWE hosts their Royal Rumble. This is the beginning of the road to WrestleMania. So this is when they hang the WrestleMania sign in the arena for the first time. WrestleMania is in April, and then the winner of the Rumble will point to the sign, and that's like the big iconic thing now. And it's, I enjoy it. I went over our friend Matt's house, and there was only 4 of us, and we did a dumb thing. We played a drinking game that should be played with more than 4 people. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So there's the women's battle royal, 30 women. They enter one at a time it used to be like clockwork every like 2 or 3 minutes, or I think it was. Somebody can correct me yet. But this year they kind of did it a little bit different, and they gave certain people a little bit of a longer time to get to the ring. Little entrance, pyro, fireworks, that. And we got there a little bit later, so we missed the first handful of the women. So we said, okay, well, we'll do it for the men. There was a tag match. There was a match where I'm pretty sure Cody Rhodes killed Kevin Owens when he slammed him on a ladder. Wrestling is not real, but the athleticism is 1,000 billion% real. There. So the drinking game was, you each get a number from 1 to 30. Okay. Being there were 4 of us, we each got 7 numbers. 2 of us got 8 numbers. I was one of the ones that had 8 numbers.
Oh, good.
Yes. So when your number enters, you take a drink. It says gulp, but if your number eliminates someone, take a drink. If your number is eliminated, finish your drink. And if your number is the winner, you pick someone else to finish their drink. We didn't actually get to that point. So we did. There's a bunch of other like little side rules and stuff. We were decided that we would do vodka bombs, orange vodka, and Red Bull Zero. And
Yeah.
not that much in the glass. Matt, friend Matt, there was doing straight double shots of whipped cream vodka. Every time we did a bomb, Matt did a double whipped cream. Now it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's still vodka.
Yeah, and that's still, there's quite a few
Yeah, and
drinks there. It sounds like there's at least 21 options to drink for each of you.
Yes, and beings that we were at Matt's house, Matt went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Yeah, so being that it was at Matt's house, Matt was comfortable and like just let go, which was awesome to see. Matt's a fun drunk, by the way.
Yeah.
Matt also owns a real samurai sword that I handed right back to him after he handed it to me, and I hit the ceiling with it.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have handed it back to him, but that's fine.
It was still sheathed, so I was actually afraid to unsheath it because it's super sharp. And anyway, things got rambunctious, and I won. My number 20, Jey Uso, won. Overall, it was a really fun night. There were a couple good surprises. Alexa Bliss came back. Charlotte Flair won the Women's Rumble. Joe Hendry showed up, which was awesome.
Stephanie McMahon kicked it all off,
I believe, maybe.
Yeah.
We missed the very, very beginning, so I don't remember because Peacock sucks in the fact that you can't pause and rewind
on a live show. Correct,
right?
Just like on a pay-per-view, you probably can't pause and rewind, right?
Yeah, but Netflix. But anyway, yeah, it was.
Yeah, but Netflix is buffering the whole time anyway, so you're just actually just like
not that many people watch.
I don't know what you mean.
60 million people tuned in to watch the Tyson Paul fight. 5 million, 6 million people watched wrestling, and I don't think it's staying at that number.
Got it. Are we getting a Jake Paul Logan Paul fight?
I mean, really, who actually cares? Does anyone really care?
I don't know. You're the wrestling guy, so there's that Logan Paul connection that I don't have. Or Jake, whichever one it is. I don't know which one it is. I think they're both scumbags.
Netflix doesn't buffer, and for
no, Michael Buffer's not on Netflix. It's different.
I thought you were talking about buffering, like buffering.
He was.
So
was I.
Anyway, so we had a really fun night. It was a lot of fun. The Rumble was great. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Good. That sounds great.
I got through the first episode of the Spider-Man animated, and the animation was so disjointing to me. I did not follow up second yet.
No.
The animation takes a lot to get used to. I wasn't really as focused on the story because animation was so weird. Because I guess I'm used to that style of animation.
It was disjointed. We can hit that later though. Because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack with that show.
I didn't hate it, but I'm not sold on it yet just because of the animation. And I did watch 5 or 6 episodes in the Landman.
Okay. I'm 10.
Yes. The only thing I have to say about Landman is I know I kept talking up about Ali Larter's breasts and all that, but holy God, does she look old in this show? And don't tell me she is. She just looks old.
She's not. She's much younger than Billy Bob Thornton.
Well, so am I.
But she's also much younger than you. It's fine.
She's only 40. She's 48.
Yeah, eventually. Not yet. I think in like a couple weeks she is.
Okay, 5 years.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, no, I disagree on that. Like she looks great. You're also comparing her probably to like the 17-year-old that's next to her all of the time.
That's not
because there's only 2 women on this show. So,
right.
Maybe 3. Well, there's 3.
Wait, isn't the girl that's in isn't the waitress in the bar? Wasn't she the chick from Karate Kid 3? Grown up though,
I
isn't
don't
that
know.
her?
Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know.
The waitress and the redheaded waitress in the bar.
Oh, yeah, Teen
Right.
Witch?
Yeah, but the chick,
Yes.
she's from Karate Kid 3.
Yeah, Lively, Robin Lively?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, whatever. I'm in
Yes.
the wheel. I'm there. I got it.
You're so close. Yeah, I remembered what we did Saturday finally. I caught up on Beast Wars, which is
Ah,
trying
okay.
to be the real life Squid Games and just throwing money away. And then we got sucked in. Amazon took us to the next show, which was the Ryan Trahan, or however you say his name, Penny Challenge from a few
Oh,
years ago, where he starts with a pen and it has a penny and has to make it across the country to go give a penny to Mr. Beast. So
huh.
we got sucked into that. Annoyingly enough, we got sucked into that. So far, it's going well. He's in Vegas, so there's plenty more of that to go. But that's not any of the stuff we usually talk about on here. So Beast Games is brutal, Dom. So if anybody's not familiar with what Beast Games is, it's basically like Squid Games without the death, but all the same kind of contests. Like it's like you can either answer trivia questions or it's a game of chance. And you flip a coin and decide whether you get nothing or $500,000. It's wild. Or you
Oh,
got to
you
pick.
told me about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
told me
it's
about that. Okay. Yeah.
it's wild. Like you get sucked into it, and they're like, so this past week there was a competition where it was, hey, there's $1 million. There's 10 people left. Split it up however you want.
Right.
And like, all right, and they all assumed that everybody was going to take 100,000 each, and they were going to split it even down the board. But as it went, like the person in 10th place got whatever was left as it got there.
Oh.
By the third person, $927,000 was gone.
I mean, look, if I'm in the top
Sorry,
3,
it's more than that. It was like 973,000 were gone.
yeah, if I'm in the top 3, I'm taking like 600,000 right away.
One guy did, who was the guy that had just totally judged somebody earlier in the episode for a call that he made to try and save himself. Like, it's not bad television. It started
Yeah,
with 1,000 people. They're down to like after this last episode or the beginning of the next one, they'll be down to 6.
yeah, I don't go on those shows to make. I wouldn't go on those shows to make friends.
No, but all these people but you have to in this show because
Right.
if you didn't make friends,
You
you
would
don't have a chance at it.
like Survivor.
Yeah,
Basically.
well, yeah, but the grand prize for this is $5 million.
Yeah, that's not what.
And Beast is just throwing money at people. It's wild.
Yeah, goddamn right. You're never joining one of those games with me. We'll be friends up until the end. Look,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
it's a good show.
I'm getting mine.
So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there was all sorts of contests and competitions and stuff. Or do we have a list?
I mean, so okay. I have these 2 lists. One is a little bit more robust, and one is not as robust. The robust one, I'm kind of considering maybe doing like a weekly chunk of.
Okay.
It's 700 movies that you watch over and over again, or we can just cut it off at a number and just go from there.
Like 4.
This is a lot of movies. It's a ranker.
Got it. So that's all crowd pick though. Yeah,
Right.
see the thing for me is like there's none.
Right. See, I stopped at 30 and probably have watched all 30 of the mostly a lot.
Yeah, look, I'm a minute away from getting rid of streaming TV, so there's nothing that I watch like that anymore. But what's your other list?
Rankers, best Spider-Man actors ranked, including some animation. And there's only 11.
Let's hit it in honor of Friendly Neighborhood.
Hold on, not 11. I stopped there.
750.
19.
Jesus.
This will
Okay.
probably be fair.
I can name like 5.
Yeah. All right. So coming in at number 19 is Reeve Carney from Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, the 2010 Broadway.
Wow, this is going deep. Live action. Got it.
It's live action and animated.
Yeah, grand open and grand close in there. All right, that makes sense. I don't know that
Number
anybody
8.
can even say what he did.
Yeah. Some of these we don't even really have to talk about. Number 18 is Ted Schwartz from Spider-Man the Animated 1981.
Oh,
Just 1981.
yeah. No, I remember it. It's the
Okay.
animation style they did for in His Amazing Friends.
Yeah.
That wasn't that bad.
Bobby Damon, 2017, including the 2017 video game Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Still,
Yeah.
don't know.
How he ranked above other people, I don't know.
I don't know any of these. Number 15 is Benjamin Diskin from the Lego Marvel Superheroes Avengers Assembled.
Oh, yeah. Not great. Not great. He should be down there.
Now we get into stuff that I know. Nicholas Hammond, number 14. He was the TV Spider-Man in 1977.
Trash.
The Amazing Spider-Man 77 to 79. Spider-Man Strikes Back in 78. And The Dragon's Challenge in 79.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get a cameo of him in the next Spider-Man movie.
That'd be number 13 from the new animated series in 2013 and the video game Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, Neil Patrick animated. Did not know.
And which, no. Did you know, by the way, that Nicholas Hammond was one of the Von Trapps in Sound of Music?
No.
Just letting you know.
From the video game 2012 and 2014, The Amazing Spider-Man, Sam Riegel.
Okay.
This one I absolutely do know, but didn't know his name. This is number 11. Now we'll probably get into some that we have a moment of one. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends from 81 to 83. Dan Gilvezan is 74.
Didn't know it was him, but the writing was so bad it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter. But I remember that. Paul Soules was Spider-Man from 67 to 70. 90.
Okay.
I remember him. I remember that web design.
Oh.
And now from a bunch of cartoons, Drake Bell at number one.
Yeah, Drake was good. He was on the Spider-Man the Animated Series, right?
Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes, Ultimate Spider-Man, Lego Marvel Superheroes. Avengers,
Yeah. He was good. Drake Bell was good at it.
Yeah. Number 8, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2018, Chris Pine.
And he's number 8?
He's over Drake Bell at number 8.
I would move him farther up.
Okay. At 7, we get Josh Keaton from the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of.
And 5 video.
Yeah, Josh Keaton was good.
Okay. Still don't know. From 1994 to 1998, Spider-Man, Christopher Daniel Ball.
Nope.
Hopefully the top 5 I can actually talk about. Yes. From the Marvel Superhero Squad Online and the 2018 Spider-Man game, Yuri Lowenthal. Great. That's the game, the PlayStation game. Yeah, he's great. I like him. At 4, we get Jake Johnson from Into the Spider-Verse also.
Yep, he's a Spider Dad.
Okay. Number 3, now we finally get into one that I actually know. Number 3, they have Andrew Garfield at 3.
Oh, this is wrong already.
Okay. Where would you put Andrew Garfield?
Well, this is top Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man.
I'd have Garfield at 1.
Okay. So the 3, 2, 1 is Holland at 2.
Okay.
And then Toby at 1.
Yeah, no.
No?
Toby's not my 1. I didn't love his Spider-Man.
I would probably go Holland, Garfield, Maguire on for the.
Okay. I need to see I liked when I went back and rewatched them all before No Way Home came out. Garfield was my favorite out of them.
Is Garfield your favorite because it's a combination of Peter and Spider-Man, or did he best encapsulate? He
was the best Spider-Man of them.
Okay.
Holland is a great Peter.
Dom, I have the same ranking.
At the time, Toby was like a 40-year-old dude playing a high school kid.
I think he gets his flowers for this week. He was like the first live action, like really live action.
Look, they're the better movies.
I think 3. I think Spider-Man 3 takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails for Toby, for some people, for me.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Y-
um,
Yeah, I think the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie is the best of the movies.
yeah,
But I think Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man Peter Parker combo
fair,
of them. But he's also the best actor of the three, so that might have something to do with it.
fair.
So yeah, not a bad list there.
Nah, it was all right.
Speaking of Spider-Man,
About him.
Hmm?
What about him?
there's a new TV show. We want to save that for the end, since there'll be spoilery stuff.
Yeah, a little bit, only because I haven't watched it all too. So
I'll wait to spoil it for you then.
yeah, we can save that. What about you watching stuff? You usually watch way more stuff than
I did watch a ton of stuff. For anybody that missed the memo, Mythic Quest came back this week, which is super fun. There's actually a companion show it's called Side Quest coming out at the end of March too, which is another. I couldn't tell exactly what the story is, but it looks like it's gonna be some of the people playing the game and some of the other developers and things like that. So it looks like it's gonna be fun. But Mythic Quest is back in better form than all of last season. I think this season has started out great. They dropped 2 episodes, and it's fantastic. You get the whole cast is all back. They're all together again. They've been disjointed for a season or 2. So now, everybody's back in Mythic Quest world working on that game and other games that we may have been introduced to in the last stretch or so. But, it's the storytelling is great. The writing's fun. The humor is still top notch. They still don't have any of the problematic people that they had before.
what season are they on?
4.
Okay, I'm only 2 back. That's not.
Jeez.
Well, like
That's right.
1 and I think I'm a little bit through 2. I'd have to go back and look in where it says.
Yeah. The latest episode, you get into it's an AI kind of episode where they're dealing with AI to help write things, to help write ethics, to help solve problems, and you get an AI Poppy and an AI Ian, because Poppy goes and writes some code to be like, oh, you want me, but like the way you want, here you go, and makes an AI Poppy for him to deal with. And then he says, no, I don't want that. And then they flip, and she has to deal with AI Poppy and realizes how annoying she is. And Ian realizes that AI Ian is also super annoying.
That's funny.
But it's the show's really well done. It's super fun. They have the standard gimmicks, and each one is better than a lot of these sitcoms that have been coming out the last few years. But yeah, it's I'm a big fan. So that is back. Harley Quinn had another episode this past week, as it will every week for the next stretch, which focuses on Clayface, Alan Tudyk's Clayface, who is brilliant in the role. And why is he in Metropolis? We find out that he's doing a one-man show that is a retelling of Pearl Harbor and what happened that fateful day, but as told by an Italian man in 1922. So around 20 years before Pearl Harbor happened. It's just him pretending to be this guy, imagining what might happen in 20 years in Pearl Harbor. The critics were not kind.
No.
So he goes after Perry White, because we're in Metropolis now. So we get Perry White, and he brings in Bane as his ghostwriter to help.
Oh, wow.
Dude, it's so good.
That's hilarious.
And we get Floronic Man in Ivy fighting him. And it's another just well-written show that leans into the characters. The characters don't have to evolve in it, because it's animation, so you don't feel like they're obligated to like grow, and they do, and then it just resets it by the end of the episode. So you never have false hope that somebody's actually going to grow and do something different next time.
See, I have to start Silo and then go on a mission.
Yeah, one day you'll start Silo. Speaking of the other Apple TV show, Severance is continue to do awesome stuff. So you would 100%, T says, if you've never watched Harley, you'd be thinking, what WTF is this? 100%.
There aren't enough hours in the day for the amount of crap that I need to actually.
Just start with the Valentine's episode. I'm telling you, from 2 years ago. And then you don't even need to jump into last season.
everything.
But Severance had some really crazy stuff this week. I've like a page of notes on Severance, but I'm sure you're still not there since
That I have to throw a dart at a board and pick what I'm actually going to stick with. Like, I'm halfway through Landman now. I got to see that through, and then I will.
no, I don't blame you. I binged it all last week, but I was on a mission.
It's good enough that I want to keep watching.
Yes, look, it is. I'll say this on because Severance is all spoilery stuff, so I won't get into Severance. If anybody wants to know, hit me up and we could talk Severance. But Landman, look, it's 100% Taylor Sheridan writing. It is Yellowstone in Texas, is all it is. It's the same basic family dynamic.
I've noticed that instead of spinning horses, it's oil pumps going up and down.
100%, and people getting stuck in oil pumps that are going up and down.
That too.
Just nonstop OSHA, issues through that show. It's the same tropes that he uses in Yellowstone, like the same fighting, this kid that there's zero chance anybody would like him, somebody's falling in love with for zero reason. Other than like none of that storyline makes any sense throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
And it's just really like no, nobody would let that happen. And there's no reason for it to happen other than just stupidity. It's really not that it's his Jimmy, right? Like it's his Jimmy from Yellowstone. That's the same character, right? Watch him. Oh, and he's going to grow up and do okay, whatever. Same thing. Every time there's a meal, it's going to end with somebody pissed off and somebody not eating, and nobody eats all of this food. Hey Chris, good to see you, man.
No, I agree. I'm hooked on it enough that I want to keep watching it. I do see the same tropes that he takes show to show. So it's he's got his formula.
Nobody eats on his shows ever.
He checks the boxes. Well, that's why the actor. Yeah. He checks the boxes of everything. Billy Bob's great so far.
Look, the acting's what kept me in. Like kept me completely bought into the show. I like I said, I binged all 10 episodes. It's just it's Yellowstone in Texas.
The chubby guy that he has
acting.
Chubby guy that he casts in every single show.
Yeah, who said it's exhausting?
I can imagine.
There was an article. He's like, it's great that he casts you, but he's like, I don't get a break because he keeps putting me in all these other shows, and he's a bigger part in this than he is in Linus even.
Yeah, Yellowstone he had a small role. Linus had a little bit of a bigger role, and this one he has a really big role.
Yeah, I can. Luckily, I will spoiler. No Taylor Sheridan. Thank God.
That's because he's writing 75 more shows.
Yeah, he was busy doing all that work in Linus when this was coming out, I think. But yeah, look, it's a great show. It's just it's all of the same tropes. I think the acting is keeping me going on it and kept me going through it. Like, and some of the stuff, like I don't get some of the stuff with Ali Larter as you go through the season, but you'll get there and see. It's weird.
Did you happen to watch any more of Jack Hates Jim and Pam?
Of course. Yeah, look, I finished season 5, so I got through. We had Casual Friday with the Kevin bringing the chili to the potluck, which we then just leave alone.
You've seen that clip before, though, right?
No. If it's an Office clip, I usually turn it off.
Okay, so that clip, they've talked about it ad nauseum, but they only had like 5 or 6 sections of carpet left to do that. Like that was a we can't really mess this up too.
Wow,
that was a hilarious moment.
Yeah, but then it's gone. I was like, okay.
Oh, totally gone.
And we get all the it's everybody dressed inappropriately, so you get what's his name going around and trying to talk to everybody about how they shouldn't be dressed.
Casual Friday and
Toby having his talks, yeah. Meredith's outfit, Oscar sandals. It's like, okay, it's a little too casual maybe, but it's all right. And you get Dwight getting everybody against Pam and Ryan. And suddenly everybody in the office listens to Dwight. I was like, I don't understand. Okay. Great. You all hated him every other day. The Creed and Jim playing chess was great.
Yeah.
But again, Jim continues to be the worst effing employee ever because he doesn't work this whole episode. Not trying to prove his worth or that he's actually a valuable employee yet. Still, just not doing anything.
We'll get there.
And somehow, just like I said the week before, right? Once they absorb everybody, there was layoffs, so there's not enough to have both sales reps. So we go back to just the one. But the Michael thing, doing the fake firing on everybody, was like rough.
Yeah, that was. I
was like, oh, okay. That again, that like you turn Michael around and now he's back to being an idiot, which is I sound like a hypocrite because I just said that's fine in Harley Quinn.
Right.
I know. However, again, I have like my soft spot for animation, and but they literally reset on that show at the end of every episode where they're like, no lesson was learned. Everybody's the same as they were when we started. You don't get that in The Office.
You don't have a soft spot for Michael?
No.
Dwight?
No.
No Jim and Pam. Is there anybody in that show?
Probably Toby is the closest thing I have to a soft spot for anybody in this show, and maybe Oscar, but Toby's really the only one. Then we get Cafe Disco.
Cafe Disco is hilarious.
It was good. But it goes back to, again, like 3 episodes ago, Dwight and Pam were like buddies again. Yeah. And now you get Dwight being a total douche to Pam, being like, "Oh, Aaron, you won an art contest. And look at that. Oh, you're going to go far." I was like, "Oh my God."
That was really, I laughed my ass off at that when I first saw it. That was one of the funnier.
But then we're there with the Jim and Pam are planning to go to Ohio to get married, but then they decide they want everybody from the office because they don't have family or friends. And see, nobody likes Toby. That's sad. No. I don't mind Toby. But because of lack of a waiting period, I was like, you guys know Elkton's way closer to Scranton than Ohio. And there's no waiting period in Elkton there either. You can just go and get married.
Breed's the low-key best.
100%. I do appreciate Creed. T's going to catch up to me.
Yeah.
Because I paused at the end of this season on purpose. But we get, Bob's new secretary. I was like, all right, there's going to be something there we're going to introduce down the road now with Phyllis getting jealous and all these things. Or they're never going to mention it again. Who knows? Could be either or. Phyllis throws her back out. Kelly's doing her disco backup stuff. So I was like, all right, so she's going to start getting with Andy now? Is where we're playing on this?
Who? Which one?
Kelly.
Oh, can I dance with my wife? You cannot ask for what is legally yours, or whatever the line Dwight said.
Yeah, because he was busy fixing her with all the stuff that he used on horses, which that was actually kind of funny. But Aaron, like, inviting a friend to the club, that was weird. I was like, okay.
I mean,
I was happy for Kevin getting it on in the corner. It's weird that Pam showed up to the disco wearing her wedding dress. Everybody all of a sudden is buddy again, and everybody loves each other. I was like, okay. And then I got through Company Picnic. I stopped at Company Picnic. I had time, obviously, to watch more stuff, but I stopped myself there just so I figured it was a cliffhanger, so I should stop.
Company Picnic is a little bit of, there's some real rough, like everything with Michael and Holly in Company Picnic is rough. That's a rough one.
I didn't think it was that rough.
I didn't think it was fun. The Michael and Holly, like the skit, like that was cringe. And I know it was done on purpose, but that was like total cringe.
And it goes back to, again, when like Jim and Pam and Dwight are all friends again because they changed the time on The Office and that cold open to get everybody to leave early. And then they were super excited. They all tricked Michael to leave early. And my note here says, still shitty salespeople. So I was like, okay, so now none of your clients, because it's 2000 whatever, get service the rest of the day on Friday, like as salespeople, and like you don't leave, whatever, it's fine. Then randomly we cut to the Company Picnic, which was super awkward. I appreciate Charles still, because the minute he sees Jim, he reminds him how awful of an employee he is. With the line, "Must be nice to take a rest from all your rest." It's a great it's a great quote. Yeah. And now Andy's back to working on Secretary Aaron, not Kelly, which was a weird cutback from the previous episode because there was a real good connection there.
But they're friends.
Yeah, and we get Pam played volleyball everywhere she's ever lived and done everything. She's an ace. I was like, all right, that's
But
cool.
yet in the so here I'll poke something at that. But yet in the episode where they were where they did the job fair, Pam talked about how she cut gym class all the time.
Yeah, but except for volleyball, she loved it.
Right.
Yeah, and we get Holly and AJ show up. Dwight brings his best friend from the shoe store to the company picnic, which was weird.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'll come back. I hope, or it'll be a different writer next season. They won't care.
There's a lot of different right.
There's the awkward Mike and Holly announcing the Buffalo branch is going to close before David can, so they get in trouble. Pam hurts her ankle. They get Dwight's on their side again to stall forever so he can. I was like, okay, I don't. The dynamics are just all over the place. And then they get their news in the hospital. I'm assuming Pam is knocked up, but I don't know. That's why I stopped.
Hey, you didn't watch? They basically confirmed that in the that's
in the next season.
I don't know. They confirmed that in that episode.
No,
that's why she can't go. That's why he does.
They just get news,
right?
They
and
don't
they're
say what it is.
Well, I mean,
you see him hug, and that's I was assuming it's because she's pregnant.
Her blowing off the question.
I'm sure they will be as awful parents as they are employees.
Oof. A lot of people use that little meme to announce that they're having children. White send in the subs.
Got it.
Spoiler.
Well, now I will know. So I stopped there. So still getting through it. Yeah, that was the end of the episode. It was just they hugged.
Right, but they were super very happy. But that's fine.
Maybe they found out that she wasn't dying.
There is a tiny bit of sad news.
Is there?
In the news world. Yeah, John Irwin passed away. Now, if you don't know who John Irwin was, old people like us, who are in the chat, know John Irwin as the voice of the animated He-Man from Masters of the Universe.
Oh.
The old He-Man. He was in he had many animated voices. He was Reggie in the Archie show. Reggie in Archie's Bunnies, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. A lot of Archie stuff. He was He-Man, and Hoofer.
He was. I can't even do the math for that. He was 90.
Yeah. 90.
No, he was 88.
88. He did the He-Man voice in an episode of Family Guy. He was radio sportscaster, Back to the Future 2. He had a long career, but he was a lot of Prince Adam, Web Store, He-Man, King Pythos, Man. Did a lot.
Yeah, it looks like he may have died a little while ago, and just it wasn't made public until recently. But he did retire in 2005. So, yeah, he actually passed away December 20th.
Oh, good. Nobody mentioned it until just now. That's cool.
Correct.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway, that is sad news. Big bucket of win, as one of our favorite shows like to say.
Before I'm gonna do we'll do Saturn Awards at the end. I'll run through a couple of quick little things, unless you have more stuff that you watch.
I mean, we have Saturn Awards and Spider-Man, whichever way you want to end.
Well, all right. I'll throw a couple of other little newsy things. One actor does not want to return to the Star Wars universe to reprise his role at all.
Is it Jar Jar?
No, it's Freddie Prinze Jr. Says that there's a danger of minimizing Kanan's death if they keep bringing him back as a Force ghost, as if they do him for voiceovers, he doesn't want to revisit that character at all. He wants that death to stay impactful. And I like that. He said they asked me to do it once as a favor and they used all their favors up. I'm not going back.
It's interesting. I mean, yeah. I enjoy Freddie Prinze Jr. and
me too.
His work as Kanan. He was great on the Punky Brewster show, the reboot.
Oh wow, yeah.
Played her ex-husband, playing in a cover band.
Sony officially removed its last Marvel project, putting the final nail in that coffin. It was an untitled project.
Oh, it's villain spinoff. Got it.
Yeah. So
That's
it
fine.
was, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, look, unless they were making the actual part of Madame Web that everybody wanted to see, then
It was slated for release June 27th of this year. It's been removed.
for this year, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably is that the final Spider-Verse that keeps getting pushed?
I don't know. No, that is
I
that
love how that
Sony?
movie was supposed to come out a month after.
Is that Sony? This Into the
Yeah, yeah,
Spider-Verse?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
No,
somehow
I
2 years later, and that still hasn't come out. It's
I
amazing.
think that's all their spin-off. That
Got
they're
it.
finally like, all right, we really do suck at.
All the villain things.
Yeah, Christopher Evans, Chris Evans.
Yeah,
Uh,
heard of him.
Chris Evans is pulling an Andrew Garfield, saying that he's completely retired from the Marvel Universe and is not coming back to do Captain America in any way, shape, or form at all.
Was the quote specific to
Yes.
Captain America?
Yeah.
Is this statement or Steve Rogers?
No, it was. Let me hold on. Let me pull it back up now.
And
He said, Sam Wilson stars reaction to Evans supposedly coming back for Avengers Doomsday. Said that in Doomsday. And Anthony Mackie said, "Oh, so I guess Chris is coming back. That's all I know. I haven't seen a script." And I got a comment from Evans about his alleged Avengers Doomsday return as the former Steve Rogers actor shared the following. That's not true, though. This always happens. I mean, it happens every couple years, ever since Endgame. I've just stopped responding to it. Yeah, no, happily retired. I don't believe
a lot
it.
of working out.
Yeah, definitely will be in season.
Agreed. And T mentions the Bad Bunny movie from Sony. I do agree that it's surprising that ended up getting canceled too.
That got canceled too?
Well, that was the other Sony movie.
Oh.
It was one of the Sony movies.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., we begin the road to the Fantastic Four trailer, which is going to be released during Good Morning America. The launch coverage begins at 4 a.m. Pacific time. Sucks for them. And it's supposed to debut at some point during Good Morning America, right around the
9 o'clock
or 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.
Look, I think, and I mentioned this in the chat I'm in with Dom and T and a bunch of other people, that there's a lot of commercials that'll come out this week. People that don't want to pay the $7 to $8 million fee, 30-second commercials during the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, or they'll do both, right? I mean, it's
you could get a TV.
We might get a longer one during the Super Bowl. Who knows what we'll get?
Yeah.
My. So they're digging it. They're going all in on this Future Foundation concept. It seems like for this Fantastic Four movie, which is like a fairly recent addition to the mythos, right? Like in the last 10 or 12 years, Future Foundation. It's Reed started it to, or maybe 15. Reed started it for his kids to be the Future Foundation. So I'm wondering if we just haven't heard yet, but we're going to get Franklin and Valeria in this, which is a very complicated backstory for both of them. So I don't know how you introduce that in a movie without doing a whole movie just about the two of them, or even one of them could be a whole movie. So let's see where we go. I don't have any idea what the plot's going to be yet or how they're going to do it. It looks like we get a bunch of footage of the origin. So I don't know what direction they're taking with it.
If they do the movie and they weave the origin and little flashback scenes, I'm fine with that, because we don't need a whole movie to set them up. I don't think. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go. You got to go. It already progressed through it, right? I mean, with who you cast, right? You cast Pedro Pascal. Like, you're not going to get him as a starting out superhero.
No, and I think this is a really, really, really big year for Marvel. Captain America's coming out, then Thunderbolts, Asterisk, and then Fantastic Four. I think this is a really big year for them to kind of get themselves back on track, what they have coming.
Yeah, I think we get a Thunderbolts. I know. I think I saw you. We get a Thunderbolts trailer during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's just bad timing right before Captain America.
It's a week, right? A week before Captain America.
It's like 4 days, the Super Bowl, before Captain America. So
I think
hopefully we don't get another Captain America trailer with spoilers in it.
the list that I sent you that of the supposed the list I sent you of the supposed teaser for the Super Bowl was Elio, which I'm not familiar with what that is offhand. Smurfs, which okay, that's interesting. Novocaine, again, not familiar. Megan 2.0, Lilo and Stitch, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four is coming out, so who knows? Jurassic World Rebirth, because we need more of that. How to Train Your Dragon, I believe that's the live action.
Yeah, it
And
looks wild.
Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
Elio is a new Pixar movie that actually looks fun. I saw a trailer for that before Moana.
Gotcha. Moana's just killing it. That's why The Rock's not wrestling anymore. He got a hit on his hands.
Yeah, well, he's doing the live action right now. He's
Yes.
filming the live action Moana right now.
Correct.
Remember we saw that.
There were big rumors he was going to show up at wrestling.
And we didn't get him at Royal Rumble, huh?
That's what I meant, Royal Rumble.
On John Cena.
I was looking at something else, and
It's all good.
all right. Let's hold off on Spider-Man because I'm going to watch it. Let's do the Saturn.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of I'm just going to go I'll wait and we'll do all the nominee. Right? We want the best science fiction film nominees.
Sure.
Okay. These are the 52nd annual Saturn Award. This is the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Film.
I'm going to assume I didn't see many more of these than I did the Oscars this year.
I'm in the same boat. So we have, for best science fiction film, we have Venom: The Last Dance, Megalopolis, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, The Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Furiosa: A Mad Max Saga, and Dune Part 2. I assume you don't know who won these, right?
I do not.
Okay, good. Then
You are clipping out a little bit, though.
okay, you can guess.
I would guess the Hunger Games movie.
Oh, it was Dune.
It was Dune, huh? All right.
Best fantasy film goes to Beetlejuice.
I don't know if I'd call that a fantasy film, but all right. It was also just Beetlejuice.
No, they changed the name.
No. Did you see it?
No.
It was just Beetlejuice.
Oh.
It was literally the same plot points as the original movie.
Shockingly, it beat out Ghostbusters Frozen.
Oh,
best horror film, A Quiet Place Day One, Abigail, Alien Romulus, The First Omen, In a Violent Nature, Long Legs, and Smile 2. Saying this specifically because I know there's horror films in here, and when I tell you what the winner is, you'll be shocked.
I heard Longlegs was phenomenal.
It did not win.
Oh.
Alien Romulus won best horror film.
Oh, well, that's good for that series.
Nope. Alien Romulus came in as the best horror. Best action adventure film. We have Argyle, Deadpool and Wolverine, Fall Guy, Fly Me to the Moon, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and Twister.
I feel like Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare should have won from that list.
But
I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine is the
Wolverine
is the popular choice.
Yeah. Best thriller film was Strange Darling. Best international film was Godzilla -1. Best animated film was The Wild Robot.
I feel like that Godzilla -1 should have had other things wrapped into it.
I've seen none of these so far. Best independent film, Late Night with the Devil.
Yep, that's David Demolshin.
Okay.
I've heard that's great.
Okay.
So yeah, I've heard that was great.
Here, so we'll go through the actors now. Best actor in a film. This is just a film. There's no specific category. We have Tom Blythe for The Hunger Games, Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario, Timothy Chalamet for Dune Part 2, David David for Last Night with the Devil, Kyle Gallner for Strange Darling, Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice, Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool.
I would pick Nicolas Cage because I also heard he was phenomenal in Dream Scenario.
Nicolas Cage did win. Nicolas Cage
Yeah,
won.
I heard rave reviews about that movie.
Best actress in a film: Willa Fitzgerald for Strange Darling, Demi Moore for The Substance, Lupita for A Quiet Place Day One, Winona for Beetlejuice, Naomi Scott for Smile 2, Squibb for Thelma, and Anna Taylor-Joy for Furiosa.
Ooh, Demi should win that one.
Demi did win.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I got to go see that Substance movie. I got to figure out a way to watch that this week.
Best Supporting Actor: Josh Brolin
No,
for Dune, Austin Butler for Dune, Nicolas Cage for Long Legs, Willem Dafoe for Beetlejuice,
he's so good.
Hugh Jackman for Deadpool, David Johnson for Alien Romulus, and Owen Teague for Kingdom of the Planet of...
So Willem Dafoe, since I know you did not see Beetlejuice, plays a cop
Right.
who is an actor that
Right.
played a cop.
That's phenomenal.
So he leans all in on everything. He's setting the scene and he's working his lines and he's getting ready to deliver the David Caruso line every scene that he's in. Oh, it's amazing. He steals the movie.
I'm a huge fan of Willem.
No, he means Willa.
I know.
Willa Fitzgerald for Strange Darling.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan. Best Supporting Actor in a Film was Hugh Jackman.
No.
I'll read off the actresses. We'll run through. Best Actresses: Emma Corrin for Deadpool. Rebecca Ferguson. That was that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rebecca Ferguson for Dune, Barbara Hershey for Strange Darling, Juliette Lewis for The Thicket, Margaret Qualley for The Substance, Callie Spaney for Alien Romulus, and Zendaya for Dune Part 2.
It's probably Zendaya because she wins all the things.
It was Ferguson.
Was it? She was okay in Dune 2. She wasn't great. It's way better in Silo.
Let's see, we got Best Younger Performer in a Film was Jenna Ortega. Best Film Director Dennis Villeneuve.
Denny Villeneuve.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He won Dune Part 2.
Yep.
Best Film Music was Danny Elfman, Beetlejuice. And then the television stuff. Best Television Science Fiction TV.
Okay. Fallout, you said?
Fallout won Best Television Series. House of the Dragon won Best Horror Television.
House of the Dragon won Best Fantasy.
Okay, then they bunched all this up together. Best Superhero Television Series was Agatha All Along. Best Action Thriller Television Series.
Oh, no, hold on here. I know you're on a different list, but so the Best Superhero Television Series up. Let's talk about what was up for this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I did not mean to fuck.
Agatha All Along, The Boys, Loki, The Penguin, Superman and Lois, and The Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
And out of those, Agatha All Along would be no higher than fourth on my list.
Yeah, no, that was not. Okay, here it is. Yeah, I would have had Superman and Lois. Actually, I would have had, The Penguin, The Boys, Superman and Lois, Loki, Agatha, Umbrella for me.
Well, I mean, Loki was like 3 years ago, so I don't know why that's on this list. But
yeah.
But it's fine because, I mean, Cowboy Carter was on a Grammy list last night again for the second year in a row. It's fine.
Best Action Thriller Television Series. And there's Bosch, Legacy, Cobra Kai, Found, High Potential, Presumed Innocent, True Detective Night Country, and Tulsa King. Thanks, T. Cobra Kai won.
So that's awful. Yeah, nothing good there. Look, Cobra Kai beat out. No. I mean, High Potential was great. Tulsa King was great. Presumed Innocent is supposedly phenomenal. That's on my list.
I should have started with more in our wheelhouse. Best Animated Series, Star Wars Bad Batch.
With what it was up against,
Batman.
beat out Lower Decks.
It
beat
did.
out X-Men 97.
Did.
Okay.
T
or Dom, I'm so sorry. You're in your Cobra Kai rewatch.
Best
That sounds awful.
Best Television Presentation.
Okay.
Walking Dead, the ones who.
100%.
Okay.
I mean, look, yeah. I mean, Fargo, not his best season from what I understand, but yeah, The Ones Who Live, like I've raved about that a few times on here.
I'm gonna I'll run through these really fast because these are again in our wheelhouse. Best actor in a television series. Good field here. Colin Farrell for The Penguin, Walton Goggins for Fallout, John Hamm for Fargo, Andrew Lincoln for The Walking Dead, Ones Who Live, Harold Perrineau from Norman Reedus, Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, and Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell in Monarch: Legacy of Monsters.
Like, I'm sure it went to Colin Farrell, but like Kurt and Wyatt were amazing playing
Yeah.
the same guy, and that show was great. I also feel like that. I don't know what time frame this runs because there's a lot of weird
No, I didn't look at that either.
stuff in this.
There are. Best actress in a television series, they gave it to Rosario Dawson for Star Wars Ahsoka. She beat out Emma D'Arcy from House of the Dragon, Jodie Foster, Denai
Guerra.
thank you, Catherine Hahn, Melissa McBride, and Ella Purnell. And
I mean, Denai on The Ones Who Live was phenomenal.
Ella Purnell was great in Fallout.
Yeah, look, they were all better than Rosario as Ahsoka, in my opinion.
Best supporting actor in a television series, Anthony Starr won for The Boys. Best supporting actress was Kristen Milotti, Penguin.
Yeah.
Best
Is she a supporting actress on that show?
who? Kristen Milotti?
Yeah. Did you say supporting actress for her on Penguin?
That's what it says. Yeah.
I know. I mean, that's what she was nominated for, but like, I wouldn't consider her the supporting actress. She was like a co-lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Best younger performer was Zolo from Cobra Kai, and best guest star.
Is he still younger?
I mean, technically.
I mean, he's like 30.
So, best guest star in a television. Mark Hamill, Fall, The House of Usher. Matthew Jeffers for The Walking Dead. Martin Cove for Cobra Kai. Kyle MacLachlan for Fallout. Andrea Martin for Evil. Aubrey Plaza for Agatha All Along. And Ki-Hu Kwan for Loki. Mark Hamill won.
Okay. I heard the Fall of the House of Usher is phenomenal.
The special awards, the last little thing. What? Who did I call who? Ki-Hu Kwan? Say that wrong?
Zolo?
Did I say Zolo? I think I said Zolo.
Yeah.
The special awards, the Lifetime Achievement Award went to William Shatner. I'm surprised he hasn't won that before. The Lance Riddick Legacy Award went to Lawrence Fishburne. George Pal Memorial Award went to the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. Spotlight Award went to Fallout. Robert Forster's Artist Award went to Hiroyuki Nada. And the Dan Curtis Legacy Award went to...
Yeah, Superman Lois was great. Like, it should have been up for more stuff from what I saw on that.
I want to look at the criteria for the Saturn Award.
Yeah,
I know Stargate won a lot of them in the past.
Yeah. I just don't know the timeline for when nominees were brought through on it.
I said Zolo, not a Zolo.
Question for you. Did you finish the first episode of Spider-Man or no?
Yes.
All right. Let's just hit the first episode.
Okay. That's fair.
I won't hit any spoilers for but I have a crap load of notes for the first one.
Okay.
And I know we're going to run a few minutes long.
Go ahead.
But like I know there's a couple of guys that were fans. I don't know why we have to reinvent Peter Parker's backstory and every character on it again. Oh, well, that's interesting. So Dom has a theory that there's another Peter Parker in that universe. Because somebody did take the backpack with the spider in it. Yeah. But like, so to go back to like the Stan Lee philosophy, right? Of like every comic book is somebody's first, right?
Right.
So like this is going to be people's introduction because this is for kids. Like my daughter watched it with me. She laughed a couple times. I was like, okay. But like for some people, this will be like, oh, I want to go read Spider-Man now. I like this Spider-Man stuff. None of this is anywhere except for this show. Like none of these characters exist in this form anywhere but this show. And you don't get all of the people that are like Peter Parker's supporting cast.
I kind of thought this was more of an alt universe.
It is,
and
but I'm saying if this is your entry point to Spider-Man because we haven't had an animated Spider-Man in a long time.
No, look, I don't hate it. I'll let you continue in a second. I don't hate it, and I don't hate the story. It's like seriously, it was the animation was kind of throwing me off.
Yeah, well, I mean, just story wise, right? Like you get Uncle Ben's already gone.
Right.
So you lose the great power, great responsibility, right? Like, or you reset it like they did in the MCU with Aunt May, which was weird.
Yeah.
You know, we get Doctor Strange is already established and doing his thing and fighting a symbiote, which is weird.
Yeah.
Very
70s.
And it's a multiverse spider now, so it's not the old like Norm Oscorp. It's not from some science experiments. None of that. It's a multiversal thing already, right? And then like Dom said, the spider left with somebody else, which is weird.
Right.
You get Nico from the Runaways as his buddy at the school. She's like one of the few magic characters around. So you get a powerless Nico. So they redid her origin for this. You redid Peter Parker's origin for this because you get a young Aunt May again, a younger Aunt May.
Right.
He's a freshman, which is fine because that was the original premise, right? It was going to be freshman year, and they announced it. He's got that weird ass air tank shooting webs.
Yeah, that never runs out.
You get Harry, which makes it feel more it's the time's wonky on here. Right, which is fine, but like the muggers like live stream beating the crap out of somebody. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are they doing? They're like, hey, cops, we want to show you what we did so you can like.
Right.
I don't even understand that. And it's convenient. He's dressed in Green Goblin colors. Then we get back at the school, right? Which is, I guess they're not at the smart kid school anymore. Like, because that got destroyed, but now they're at a regular school. But the smart kids are there. I don't know, because I don't know why the smart school has a football team and cheerleaders. If they are still at the smart school,
I don't get it.
And is a crush on Pearl, who is another character from Marvel, called Wave.
Right.
He was introduced a handful of years ago. Nothing to do with Spider-Man. So he's like 14 based on the time frame that he did when Pearl used to be his babysitter.
Right.
So he's like a 14-year-old kid he's supposed to be 15 from the synopsis. So like dealing with all these 18-year-olds, I guess. And then like Dom just mentioned in the chat, we get Lonnie, who is Tombstone in the comics, but completely redone as Lonnie for whatever reason, because Tombstone is much older than Spider-Man in the comics. Again, like it feels lazy to just grab names of characters to plug them into the show for no reason, unless all of a sudden we're going to get a show like The Flash where everybody gets powers in season 2. And this person becomes a bad guy, right? Like, it's Flash did the same thing, right? They rewrote Caitlin Snow. It's following the Flash formula, where they took all these other characters and like, but now you go read the comics, like Cisco's Vibe's not even in the comics anywhere.
Really?
Killer? No, he was killed in 1989.
Oh,
in the end of the Justice League run.
Wow.
You get his lab partner is Lonnie now. We get the struggles Lonnie has living in New York, which is great to show that and the representation of it. Cool. You get Peter excited about free pizza when he saves somebody. But that's fun. That's normal for the comics, right? Even in the video games, he gets free pizza. Oh, I'll take that.
Right.
And then he gets excited about a DVD player. Like, what are we doing?
Right. They're cherry picking different pieces.
Like, who would get excited about a DVD player?
Well, somebody that's dumpster diving, like Tom Holland's Peter Parker, right?
Would he?
Well,
it's a DVD player. Like, I mean, like, why would anyway?
I don't know.
And then we get Norman at the end, played by the amazing Coleman Domingo. So I'm in on that.
Right.
Look, a lot of other stuff they throw in and the same thing, like characters from the comics are introducing with very different backstories, very different takes on them, which is great, but like not to build your Marvel brand.
Right.
So I don't know why they're doing it, right? Like Peter's always, and it's not the first generation of Peter Parker. A lot of this stuff, like, again, like, I don't know why we didn't do a Miles Morales TV show. Like, do that. Then you can do what you want, because there's only a decade of history, maybe 15 years, right?
Are they maybe waiting on they don't want to pull Miles? I mean, there's already Miles Morales stuff, but maybe they want to do him live action-y and they don't want to pull him in.
No, I mean
I don't know.
he's in the last animated Spider-Man series.
Well,
Like
that's what I mean. Is I know he's in the into the Spider-Verse.
no, in the TV show. He's
Oh,
been in the,
oh,
the
oh, oh,
animated
oh.
the last animated Spider-Man show they
Right,
did
right.
like 5-6 years ago. He's in that.
Okay,
Um,
gotcha.
I don't know why they wouldn't have introduced him, done it that way. Like I said, like even with the MC, like they introduced Genki. You go read Spider-Man comic book. Sorry, Ned in the movies. But he's Genki from the Miles Morales take.
Right. Yeah, it
Which
does.
that actor that plays Ned is in another show come out soon and is like plays a badass. So that'll
It
be
does.
interesting to see.
It does feel like a Spider-Man what if.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like I get it, but like I don't. If you're making it because it is definitely more for kids. Like, but there's nowhere for the kids to go with this story.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I think is tough. Like if you want to use this, which this should be like a gateway for kids into Spider-Man, they're gonna be like, where are all the people that I loved on this show? There's nowhere for me to find any of them. You know, I think that's a lost opportunity for the show. Because like, I don't care about any of the other swaps of characters or race or any of that kind of stuff. Like do whatever you want. That's cool. And making it more inclusive as far as those things go, that's great and that's needed. But I don't understand introducing all these other characters for no reason.
Right.
To the Spider-Man thing, because all of those ones that have been there for the last 60 years with Peter are what made Peter who he is. So like you don't have a Flash Thompson, you don't have an MJ, you don't have a Gwen Stacy, you don't like you don't have all the people that like made Peter who he is. It's very weird to me. The reason I don't know why they're doing what they did with it. So that's my take on it. I have a lot of notes on episode 2, so I'm excited for you to watch it.
I will watch it. Before we go, I just caught a link from something that somebody posted from screengeek.net. According to sources, Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige considering bringing Jonathan Majors back into the MCU. The idea would be for Majors to appear in a future project to wrap up some loose ends with Kang and close the characters. Okay. It sucks. It sucks that it has to go down this. It sucks that they had to swerve like this, but do it right. That's all. If you're going to close Kang out, I mean, you set your whole next 2 phases up, Kang. You're going to close Kang out and you're going to bring Jonathan back in. Then just do it right. That's all. That's all I would like to give him a good send off.
Sure. I don't even know why you need to. Like, just forget about it.
Oh, you've pivoted far enough now but yeah.
You don't even need to bring it back. Like, what are you going to do to bring it? Are you going to do a Kang movie then? You introduce the Council of Kangs. Like, just leave it alone.
Right.
Let's say Ant-Man was just a what if and doesn't count to anything. I think that'll make everybody happy. You just forget that movie existed.
That and Multiverse of Madness.
No, because I need Clea to come in. I need some Charlize Theron. I'm good with that.
Fair.
Which Old Guard coming out in like 3 months. Go watch their first. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for finding the Geek Spot. You can check me out, Jack Kid Music, and check Frank out at Gimzak. If you're listening on the podcast places, drop us a rating, tell a friend, and we'll catch you all next week.
Bye.
Thanks.